Well. Kai Havertz in the news today about possibly going to a London rivalry. Yes, Arsenal had shown their interest in Kai Havertz. It seems that he will not be going to Real Madrid. It seems that has gone cold because of the price tag. But Arsenal are possibly looking at buying this player and bringing him into the club. And I want to talk about why this could be scary for Chelsea, especially because he could fit into Arsenal's side. And we're going to talk about that in just a second. But the fact that Kai Havertz may stay in the Premier League and play for a different club, I'm not sure how I feel about that at all, because as we all know, this guy came in and had such high potentials from the Bundesliga, and he's had these spurts of games where he's looked so well, especially in that Dortmund game this past season in the Champions League. And the fact that we have not utilized him where he actually fits well into his position behind the striker is quite frustrating to see that this player may go to another club and actually sit behind a number 9, because if he's able to do that, I think he's going to light this whole Premier League up. He's going to do so much better, have all these assists, probably start scoring goals. And again, people are going to be wondering, why did Chelsea get rid of him? It's going to be like the Kevin De Bruyne. It's going to be like the Mohamed Salah. I think if we get rid of him and he goes to Arsenal, it's going to be the exact same thing. Mikel Arteta, give him credit because he's a phenomenal manager and he's only managed for a couple seasons. Yes, I understand he's had time with Arsenal to develop them, but he's taken Arsenal to the next level. Yes, they did fall short this past season in the Premier League, but still they are looking to upgrade this squad. And if they're able to get Declan Rice, which is going to be a massive signing for them, their midfield is going to be holding out very, very well. So let's talk about how Kai Havertz could fit into this squad and what formation that most likely Mikel Arteta will do. Now, granted, he probably will stick with a front three that he has been going with all season. Gabriel Martinelli out on that left side, Gabriel Jesus in the front, and then obviously Saka out on that right side. These three guys, phenomenal, did quite well this past season. Yes, Gabriel Jesus was out for a couple months with an injury. Had he been fully fit, I think Arsenal would have done so much better this past season. But still, if they can stay fully fit, that is a threatening attacking third. So again, they don't need much more than that. But behind that is where I think Kai Havertz will sit with Odegaard. Now, granted, I think that they will go with a 2-2 formation in the midfield. So again, Odegaard and Kai Havertz sitting right behind their attacking thirds. And then Declan Rice right behind them. And I think Zinchenko moves up into that midfield, almost like we've seen with what Pep Guardiola has done at Manchester City, having a back three. I think that Mikel Arteta saw that with what Manchester City did this past season, and I'm assuming he's thinking he can do the same thing. We even did see Zinchenko move up every now and then into that midfield. He can definitely play that position, and their back three with Gabriel, Saliba, and Ben White can all cover that back line. And Ramsdale, take nothing for granted. He's a great defender or a great goalkeeper, and therefore, again, they will keep clean sheets, even if they do a back three, but they're going to dictate that midfield. And again, they're going to be creating so many chances to Kai Havertz. And because Kai Havertz is going to be in between all these little lines, again, in these zones where players will not see him and pick him up, he's going to be able to get that ball and play quick balls to whether to Martinelli, who again is phenomenal off the ball with his pace, Gabriel Jesus, who is great inside the box, or even playing balls to Saka, who again can cut in and out and shoot from distance. So again, this is going to be scary. And I think if this does happen, I'm going to be very upset because as a Chelsea fan, as a Kai Havertz fan, I wanted to see him just thrive at Chelsea. Now, granted, if he thrives at Arsenal, I'll still be happy for Kai Havertz, but I will not be happy for Arsenal, and I'll be very upset for Chelsea. But right now, this is a big if yet because I don't know if they will go out and spend around 60 million, because I think that is what we're trying to get for this player, because he's been Premier League proven, won a Champions League, and also he's going to a London rivalry to Arsenal. We're obviously going to increase that price tag just a little bit more for him. But granted, if he goes there and Declan Rice goes to Arsenal, that team has a potential to keep up with Manchester City. Granted, right now, I don't think they can, but if they get Declan Rice and they get a few other players, they definitely have the capabilities of competing with Manchester City. And on top of that, competing with anyone else in the Premier League next season, because I think Liverpool is going to be right there with them as well. Hopefully Chelsea will be, but I do not know. It's all up in the air with Pochettino, but we will see. But on top of that, Arsenal has to worry about Champions League for the first time in a couple of seasons. So therefore, again, that'll be something that's going to be on their plate that they will have to worry about. So Mikel Arteta will have to juggle all that, which is also why they do need to bring all these other players in to have more depth. But still, that starting lineup, what I just talked about just before, I think it'd be very deadly for Arsenal, scoring a lot of goals. And like I said, their defense is pretty good already, that they could still stop teams from scoring goals. Granted, there are some flaws in the system, but again, I think Mikel Arteta could work with this, tinker around with it, and make this just a solid team, which I'd hate to see as a Chelsea fan, but it is what it is. So that's all I have for you today in the Chelsea news, with Kai Havertz possibly going to Arsenal, a London rivalry. I want to know what you guys think. Do you think this would be a good sell for Chelsea? Because again, we need to get players off the books, but would you want to see Kai Havertz at Arsenal? That is the real question. So comment down below. I'll get to those comments as soon as I possibly can. That is it, and I will see you in our next video.